the vast Bering Sea. Over 1 million square miles of the world's most violent and unpredictable waters. And home of the deadliest catch, Alaskan crab. The final days of king crab season are in sight, and the race is on to cash in one last time. The battle-torn skippers are a far cry from the bold gang that assembled in Dutch Harbor before the start of the season. They wagered $100 apiece to see who could pull the most crab in a string of pots.
For Opies, we'll settle up.
Yep. Okay.
Right before we go out for
Right
Opies,
before we
we'll,
go Opies.
we'll settle up. Settle up.
The captain's string, pulling the highest number of crab per pot, would be that week's winner. But in their 8th week, most of the skippers have dropped out of the competition due to slow, uneven fishing. Only 2 boats have fought on to contend for bragging rights and highliner status.
Wow.
74, baby.
The Wizard?
Let's see it sober. He's pretty heavy. 1, 0, 3.
And the Time Bandit. Back in Dutch Harbor, after a quick offload, Time Bandit Captain Jonathan Hillstrand heads to the airport to pick up a replacement hand, his son, Scott.
My son went home. His wife was bitching he's gone. She's gonna leave him. He went home.
Less than a month ago, Scott told his dad he was done with fishing. It was home and his own son that needed more attention. But when Jonathan's brother Andy had to leave the boat to attend to family business, Scott decided to help the old man out and flew back to Dutch for a second time this season.
Looking forward to seeing him again.
Right, you made it, man. See you, man.
And we need you, man.
Glad to be here. So good. Glad to be here.
Now, reunited with his son, Jonathan heads towards the crab grounds. Scott joins his dad for his final captain's string that's been soaking for 48 hours. It's a string that could determine the winner for the season. 180 miles north of Dutch Harbor is the 125-foot Northwestern. The understated, yet nevertheless appreciative skipper does some figuring, and the numbers are adding up to good news for his weary crew.
So I'll pull a couple of more here, and then I think that'll be it.
Just 2 more pots, and the Northwestern's king crab grind will mercifully come to an end. The boat rolls just as Jake grabs for the 12-pound picking hook. Jake misses, and the hook slams into Edgar's head like a sledgehammer. With 1 pot left, Edgar will ignore the pounding in his head and the concussion that most likely goes along with it, long enough to toss out the traditional season-ending flaming hook. 270 miles northeast of Dutch Harbor, Captain Jonathan Hillstrand of the Time Bandit is also testing out remote, seldom fished grounds. The fishing is good, but the storm front they were keeping an eye on earlier is right back on top of them.
Deck's real slippery, you gotta watch out. Get real dangerous real quickly.
Oh.
As the launcher raised up, the pot broke free, nearly crushing the crew.
I could kill a guy right there, my friend.
In the end, the Wizard string had a 62 average against the Time Bandit's 75 average, leaving the Time Bandit in the lead and this season's winner of the Captain's String of the Week.
Thank you! Have a good night!
One of the most challenging king crab seasons is finally over, and the captains have brought home their quotas. The Time Bandit's catch was worth $1.7 million, and each deckhand went home with $52,000. The Northwestern delivered 515,000 pounds of live crab, worth $2.3 million, $59,000 for each man. The Cornelia Marie's share of the bounty was $2.1 million. Each deckhand got $48,000. The Wizard's total was $1.5 million, $31,000 for each man. Another king crab season is in the books. all 75 boats have returned safely to port, with their crews battered and bruised, but still alive. Reason to celebrate.